Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right. I want to apologize for yesterday. Was having some major technical issues and it took me about an hour and a half later to get it resolved. But we're here today. We got everything worked out. At least I say we got everything worked out. Hopefully no issues will come up. But hey, if you're watching this right now, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up and share this video. Share this video. And if you haven't already, like, follow, and subscribe. Please like, follow, and subscribe. You're really helping me out when you do so. I would greatly appreciate it. Now, who got cheated? Who's getting cheated? You know, this whole thing with President Trump and Elon Musk exposing everything, and basically Elon Musk is just a messenger. Elon Musk can't do anything. He's doing it all for free. Did you know that? Elon Musk is not even getting paid to expose the corruption that's been taking place. And they're all upset with Elon Musk, right? They're all out there screaming, Elon Musk, he gotta go. Elon Musk, he gotta go. And I'm thinking, no one's paying him to do what he's doing. And all the Democrats, they're all piping mad right now. And they're blaming Elon Musk it's like this. You have like in high school, grade school, and you're cliquish, right? Because that's how it is on Capitol Hill. I don't know if you ever been up there, but it is cliquish. It reminded me when I went to the cafeteria there on Capitol Hill, and it reminded me of being in high school / college. It's that same atmosphere. The same atmosphere. They're all cliquish. Who has top priority, who is somebody. It's the same thing. Like that, save the bell. Well, Elon Musk is the new kid. Elon Musk is the new kid that came to school. And the new kid is telling everybody, hey, what they're doing here is completely wrong. And all of the other kids in the Congress high school, they're getting upset with Elon Musk because he's telling the world what they are doing. And they're telling him he's not supposed to do that. Especially being the richest man in the world, he's supposed to comply with the evilness in this world. This is the part of the reason why they're upset with Elon. Because he's supposed to comply. He's not supposed to go against their evil demonic ways. He's supposed to go along with it because, put it this way, and the Democrats, they, for the most part, they reject God. They reject God at every step of the way. And in the Bible, don't hold me to it. I don't remember exactly what it is, but the scripture. But in the Bible, there's a part where it says it's easier for a camel to go through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to enter into heaven. And see, the Democrats, because they're all about rich people, because there's more rich people that are Democrats than there are that are Republican. There really are. Maybe some of it's starting to change because, these rich people, they worked hard to keep their money and they want to keep it. And especially with the whole thing with all of this corruption that's getting exposed right now. There's a lot of rich people that don't want to have anything to do with it because they don't want to get caught up, even though some of them probably have benefited from it, especially these news media outlets. Well, Elon Musk there telling the truth, exposing everything that they're doing, and they're targeting Elon Musk. They even have a lawsuit. They're trying to bring up a lawsuit against Elon Musk and President Trump. Not because they've done something wrong, because they haven't done anything wrong. What have they done wrong? What laws have they broken? They're wanting to do a lawsuit against President Trump and Elon Musk because they told the truth. How dare you come up on Capitol Hill and you tell the rest of the country, even the world, about all the corrupt things that we've been doing. And then, of course, you got a whole bunch of liberals. They're all out there saying, oh, President Trump is breaking the law. He can't stop the spending from going out. It's already been appropriated by Congress. So this is how I understand it works. Congress comes together, both House and the Senate at some point, and they pass a bill, right? They pass a bill for the budget, for example, the budget. So then the budget gets passed, and then they divvy out the money. Okay, you get money there, you get money there, you get money there. The problem is that Congress, and especially Ronaldcrats and Democrats, they've all made it to where there's no checks and balances. That's where the executive branch comes into play. The executive branch being the top dog, basically the boss. That's why they call it the executive branch of the federal government. The executive branch has every right to go look at the spending that is taking place. The problem here is that the Democrats, they have gone out to liberal federal judges acting as if they are the fourth branch of the federal government. This reminds me of them when they were talking about their whole shadow government. Remember, right after President Trump was elected this past November, they actually said, well, we are going to create a shadow government, and we're going to have a shadow government for when any time that the federal government, the Republicans basically in this case, anytime that they do something that we disagree with, we have a shadow government that will come in, step in, and tell them, no, you can't do it. That's what this is. That's what we're seeing take place right now. The shadow government preventing President Trump from seeing corruption and stopping it. Now, what I was saying just a second ago about President Trump and the Congress, and they pass these bills and it goes to these different organizations and then they divvy the money out from there, right? Well, the executive branch, President Trump, the position that he is in, he's supposed to make sure, this is part of the job of the top chief law enforcer in the country. It is part of his job to make sure that corruption is not taking place. See, they're so used to Biden, Obama, Bush, Jimmy Carter. They're so used to these presidents looking the other way. They're so used to it. Well, President Trump is not looking the other way. Never before in the history of this nation has a president done what President Trump is currently doing. And this is what the American people have been wanting. You know, we've been wanting this for how many years? The American people have been wanting this for what? 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years? We've been wanting this. This last election, there was a mandate, and President Trump is adhering to the mandate by the people. So he's doing what we want him to do. He's not going rogue. He's doing what the people want him to do. And they're not happy with President Trump. Oh, the people said, President Trump, we want you to do this. And they're not happy because, see, those on the left, they believe that they are kings and queens. They get to tell everybody, shut up. We're going to spend your money after we take it from you and to spend it on whatever we see fit. So President Trump being in an executive branch of the federal government, President Trump is supposed to make sure the checks and balances, right? That's why we have 3 branches of the federal government, not 4. So President Trump takes a look at what the other branches of the federal government is doing and says, oh, wait a minute, hold up, stop. This is not right. This is not right. But some people, a lot of people actually, well, Congress already passed it. He can't stop it now. It is his job to look at things that are taking place. That's why there's 3 branches of the federal government. Checks and balances. And here President Trump trying to balance that check and the Democrats don't want it. And then what I was going to talk about yesterday, this whole shutdown that the Democrats are alluding to now. They're kind of kicking it up, saying that if President Trump is not going to stop. They're actually putting this out there. Isn't it interesting when they were talking about balancing the budget? This is before President Trump went into office. They were saying, well, we need to balance the budget. We need to do the budget bill or the government will shut down. And most of us in this country We were saying what? Shut it down. Because all of this money going out shouldn't be going out to all of these different organizations that are not benefiting the American people. We were saying shut it down. Let it shut down. And all the rhinocrats and all the democrats were saying, no, we can't shut it down. We can't shut it down because people won't get Social Security, which is a bunch of BS. A whole bunch of BS. And say if they shut it down, people won't get the resources and they won't get food and XYZ. You notice they always leave out the woke stuff that the money was going towards. But we were saying shut it down. If all this money is going to go out to these fraudulent things, shut it down. So now that President Trump and Elon Musk and the Republicans are exposing all of the corrupt spending that's been taking place, now they're saying stop the spending, and now the Democrats are saying shut it down. Now they're saying shut it down. See, because the corrupt spending's getting stopped, they want to shut it down. But when the corrupt spending is going out the door, they want to make sure the government stays open to continue doing it. This is what we've been seeing. Listen to Elizabeth Warren here. Elizabeth Warren at one of the rallies saying no one voted for Elon Musk. And I don't even know what is that one? Hands off our CFPA. I'm not even sure what that means, but that's the thing I was telling you about yesterday. I don't even know what it means. Okay. But nonetheless, listen to what Elizabeth Warren is saying here. And she's going to say something right off the bat that should make alarms go off for everybody. Now, let me remind you, she's a senator with the wealth of millions of dollars. And she's been a senator for how long? So how does she gain all this money?
I just want to say the CFPB is the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Remember, yesterday they got shut down by Doge to start auditing them. They told everybody work from home, don't come into work. And they opened the doors to Elon Musk and his team.
Well, thank you for that, Shannon. That's why they pay you the big bucks. Listen to this.
This is a fight between millions of hardworking people who just don't want to get cheated and a handful of...
Wait a minute. Did you hear it right there? Like I told you. She said it's about millions of Americans that don't want to get cheated. Who's doing the cheating? What about all the cheating that's been taking place? What about all of this stuff? Like I've read this off the other day when all this information came out. 2.5 million to promote DEI in Siberia. How does that benefit the American people? I feel like I'm getting cheated here. $70,000 for DEI musical in Ireland. How is that benefiting the American people? Again, I feel like I'm getting cheated. $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia.
And Will,
do you feel like you're getting cheated? I mean, come on. I still don't know how that benefits us here.
She talks about billionaires. Well, literally, there was proof now that these millionaires, these movie stars, were getting paid millions of dollars to fly to Ukraine and take a picture with Zelensky. That's who is benefiting Pocahontas. Rich people were benefiting from USAID. It wasn't the little people.
Yeah, exactly. Listen to this, and I'm not going to stop it here again, but watch.
This is a fight between millions of hardworking people who just don't want to get cheated and a handful of billionaires like Elon Musk who want the chance to cheat them. For every person who wants to buy a home without getting scammed, this fight is your fight. For every family that doesn't want to get put out on the street in an illegal foreclosure, this is your fight. For every student who wants to borrow money to go to school without getting defrauded, this is your fight. For every American who doesn't want to see Wall Street crash our economy again, this is your fight. Oh, and for every American who doesn't want some weird Elon Musk sucker searching through your personal private data, this is your fight. Congress created the CFPB to protect people from getting swindled. Congress built it, and no one other than Congress, not Donald Trump, not Elon Musk, no one can fire the financial cops. We, the people, not Elon Musk, we, the people, have the real power in this country, and we are going to use that power. This is
isn't it something to hear Elizabeth Warren talk about we the people when they don't care about we the people? They really don't.
So
I mean, I can't even hide it. I mean, she doesn't. I mean, she's lied so much through her entire career to get where she is at right now. And she says for we the people, and these people, the reason why that they believe that all the nonsense that she's saying that President Trump is doing, because the Democrats have already been doing it. I've given this analogy so much. You see it happening over here. You see it happening. This is your left, right? You see it happening over here. The left doing it. They're all doing it over here. They see this, they're doing it over here. And then over here, you're right. They point the finger and say, oh, this is the hand that's going to do it. When they see this hand doing it already, so the people that are watching, they go, oh, yeah, they are going to do it. They are going to do it. They believe that they're the ones going to do it because they already see the left doing it. This is how they manipulate people. They point the fingers at everybody else so they don't pay attention who's actually doing it. We want you to pay attention to the people who are going to do what we're already doing. It's crazy. Did you want to say something about the CFPB, Shannon?
yeah, I do. So yesterday, we talked about them going in. Doge told them to stay home, right?
Uh-huh.
So it says 2 senior leaders at the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau announced their resignations the day after the acting director, Russell Vought, instructed all staff to cease working. So he's the acting director that Trump put in place. He told everybody to stay home. And then in separate memos sent early Tuesday, today, Laurel Solis, supervision director of the agency, and Eric Halperin, enforcement director, said they would no longer serve in their respective roles at Vought's mandate, according to emails obtained by CNBC. Now, some of the things they said of why they are not going to stay with the Bureau, just because it's been temporarily shut down for audit, Will. They haven't shut it down completely, but yeah, right? Yeah, but Solis, one of the ones that stepped down, said the Bureau has been instructed to stand down. I do not believe it is appropriate nor lawful to stop all supervisor activities and examinations. I can no longer serve as a supervision director. And then the other guy, Halperin, he said, I don't believe in these conditions I can effectively serve in my role, which is protecting American consumers. Today, I made the difficult decision to resign. So you have to wonder why these people just so willingly just threw in the towel day one of them doing an audit. I think some more stuff is going to come out.
Oh, because they know that they're
organization.
about to be exposed. They're
Yeah.
about to be exposed. Hey, this sponsorship is from Rumble, one that is incredibly important to the survival of the company. When Rumble first started in 2013, they built the platform for small creators. They didn't censor or have bias. They were fair and treated all creators equally. Man, love it. No one thought the platform would censor political conservatives or censor opinions on the CCP COVID, but they did. Facebook admitted it. They failed to the pressure from Biden and the Harris administration. Rumble did not. They held the line. They are attacked daily for giving us a voice to talk to you. They are attacked in the corporate media. They are attacked by the governments like France and and they are attacked from brand advertisers who refuse to work with them. This is just amazing to me that this is even happening in America. Corporate America is fighting to remove speech. Rumble is fighting to keep it. Rumble won't survive with brand advertisers that don't get much of it. Watch our show on Rumble. Okay, you need to watch my show on Rumble. You can go to rumble.com, just type in Will Johnson. Is the most, so watching the show on Rumble is the most they can do to ask from, most I can do to ask from you. But if you really believe in the fight, and if you have the means, one of the major ways you can help Rumble survive is by joining the Rumble Premium. Join the community that believes in the First Amendment and believes in our human rights to free speech. Rumble is offering $10 off with the promo code STUDIO when you purchase the annual subscription. Go to rumble.com/premium and use promo code STUDIO. Like I said, if you have the means and you believe in the cause, now is the time to join Rumble Premium. If you don't have the means, you are, and look, if you don't have the means, which I understand, you are just happy. We're just happy. I'm just happy by you just watching a Rumble, period. Go check it out. Go check it out. Okay. Let me show you the response to Elizabeth Warren by our great president, Donald J. Trump. Listen to this.
Mr. President, regarding the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, Democrats, including Warren, have said that by freezing it, it's giving big banks and giant corporations the green light to scam families.
Pocahontas is the faker. That was set up to destroy people. She used that as her little personal agency to go around and destroy people. And she's a fake. Just like she said she was an Indian, and she wasn't an Indian. You have more Indian blood in you than she has. She went to college based on the fact that she was an Indian. She got jobs based on the fact that she was an Indian. She's a fake. That was set up to destroy some very good people, and it worked. I mean, it worked. A lot of great people. I'll tell you, before I ever heard the term, people would come up to me in the Midwest and areas that say, "Sir, I'm being destroyed by them." They use that to destroy people. She's a nasty woman. She's a really nasty woman, despite her phony beer commercial. We did the right thing. That was a very important thing to get rid of. And it was also a waste. I mean, number one, it was a bad group of people running it, but it was also a waste. If you looked at when she really ran it, wow, that was a vicious group of people. They really destroyed a lot of people.
And you can confirm it's your goal is to have it totally eliminated, the
would
agency?
say, yeah, because we're trying to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse.
What's next?
And didn't I hear that somebody made like $38 million or something running a little agency? What was her name? What was her name? And what did she do? And what was that all about? All the money that she made? Does anybody know? Okay. Yeah, Brian, go ahead.
Wow. You know what? I'm so thrilled and excited that President Trump is back in the White House, because he's the person going in and he sees all the corruption on the tables and he's flipping the tables. He's just flipping them over. And then, of course, the liberals, what did they do? They ran immediately to liberal federal judges to try to stop President Trump. They're acting as if these liberal federal judges, they are the fourth branch of the federal government. That's how they're acting here. See, President Trump does executive order. 90 days, saying, look, just for 90 days, it's not a permanent stop. He said, just for 90 days, because I am the president, the executive branch, he's not changing anything. He just says for 90 days, we're going to reevaluate. We're going to make sure that the taxpayer dollars that are going out to these programs are valid programs, not just being wasteful. That's part of the mandate. We voted for President Trump because we wanted all the wasteful spending to stop. And he's only fulfilling what we, the people, been asking for. Now, let me share this with you. This is an interaction with Scott Jennings on CNN. And man, is it explosive. This woman here, She's a nasty person. And Scott Jennings, you know what? Scott Jennings sits on this panel with these radical liberals, and he never disrespects them. Now he'll push buttons and to get up under their skin by telling them the truth, of course, but he doesn't try to denigrate anybody on the set. He never does, but she does, and you can tell he doesn't like it. She should be forced to apologize to Scott Jennings for what she did, but you'll see that part here in a second. But what I want y'all to pay attention to is they're talking about these judges, these liberal judges, this out of the blue. Oh, we don't like something that President Trump is doing, so we're going to step in and stop you from doing it, President Trump, because we don't like it. We're liberals and we don't like what you're doing. They're acting again as if they're the fourth branch of the federal government. It is a shadow government, what we're talking about here. And they believe that they can just come in and stop President Trump from doing his job. Listen to this.
Well, I think there's a difference between saying whether you're complying with the law and then you have these individual district court judges setting effectively broad federal policy that is specifically reserved for the president of the United States. I think we do have a constitutional crisis, and it's being caused by these judges. They're not here to tell us. They're not here to tell us how to spend the money. They're not here to set broad federal policy. That is the president's job as elected by the people. These judges are supposed to be settling discrete, specific matters, not policy setting. I think Vance is right. I think Trump has a point. And these judges want nothing more to continue the lawfare against
I don't
Trump.
think anybody's in the executive branch saying, no, I don't feel like it. And the courts say you have to.
Well, my answer to that simply is, it is the executive branch's job to figure out how to spend money once it is appropriated by Congress. And sometimes they spend money that's not been appropriated. But the correct political control is between the executive and the Congress, not some random federal judge.
There are not repercussions. You get away with it.
I get it. You want individual federal judges who hate Donald Trump.
No, I don't.
To tie him up for 4 years.
No, I don't.
If you want a big
Not at
policy
all.
questions decided, let the Supreme Court do it. But in the interim, the executive has to be allowed to govern.
Am I wrong about that?
Well, you're supposed to comply, but Scott's absolutely right in that the court cannot say you have to spend these dollars today. So as a governor, I dealt with this. We got things challenged in state court and federal court. It's all judge shopped, by the way. Judges don't randomly get these cases. There's a reason that these cases are filed in Boston.
Did you hear that? The key word, it was judge shopped. So they went out and they found the liberal federal judge to give them what they want. I'm guessing that these liberal federal judges don't take the same bar, or they don't care. They're going to rewrite the law in their image. And that's what's been happening because they've weaponized the law, the justice system against the American people. I mean, look what they did to President Trump.
The Boston court or a
Rhode
certain
Island.
district, Rhode Island, because they know they're going to get a
You
judge.
raise the right point. Should the president,
the
the
Biden
singular
administration
president,
actually
should he have to
went
share
along
the
with what the
should
judge
he
said?
have to share the presidency with 300 district court judges? No,
And
absolutely
like
not.
But the point, though, you made a really good point that there have been judges that shut down some of President Biden's executive actions, and they understand, the Biden administration understood
And he
the
ignored it.
checks and balances.
The Supreme
But
Court
not-
tried to stop
but
me,
not
but they
in the-
never will.
But not
Who
in
said
the way that Donald
Who said
Trump
that?
is.
Who said
Not
that?
in the way that
Joe
Donald
Biden.
Yeah,
Joe
but
Biden.
Donald Trump
Scott,
has-
he actually didn't ignore it.
He
That's
did.
right.
They continue to plow forward with student
No, he
aid. How
didn't.
much did
No,
they
no,
spend?
no.
Let me set the record
We
straight.
actually got deep into
didn't.
the student
I
loan
hated
debt
the student
forgiveness.
loan forgiveness policy.
What did he say out loud?
I thought
What
it
did he
was.
say
I
out
thought it
loud?
was a ridiculous
didn't
policy.
ignore it.
I thought it was unconstitutional. I predicted it would get struck down. It did get struck down, and I
He didn't
applauded.
ignore it.
He did not ignore it, though. He went and tried under a different law.
So he ignored
You're
it.
allowed. No,
That's not ignoring
ignoring
it.
it.
That
So
is
he was
trying
not
to
ignoring
make
it.
it
He's trying to
work.
do it.
He
He's trying to do
literally
it.
defied it.
But let me just understand where you stand. If a district court judge rules in a way that the president dislikes, should the president listen or should the president defy?
If a district court judge tries to usurp the authority of the chief executive of this country, he should absolutely defy it. There's a difference between broad policy decisions and discrete disputes between parties. That's the difference. If I want a policy decided, I'll take it to the
But what
Supreme
about checks
Court.
and balances?
Yes. But see, the Democrats, they believe, again, this whole shadow government, which no one is even mentioning that now. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Let me look, I do look in the comments. I'm just kind of curious. I do look at the live chats. I'm just curious. Did y'all see that when President Trump was elected, that they went onto the floor of Congress and said that they creating a shadow government? And they talked about all the different people that's going to be a part of the shadow government. Letitia James is part of it. Adam Schiff is part of it. And there's a whole bunch of other DAs and a whole bunch of other politicians that are part of the shadow government. That's what's taking place here. The shadow government is kicking in, and they're the ones saying that we need to put a stop to this. That's what our job is. We're supposed to come in, and when the president is doing something that we've deemed unlawful, we have the right to go in and tell him that he cannot do it. And that's what's happening. They adopted the whole shadow government from, I think it was, what was it, like the UK, if I'm not mistaken, the UK, England, because apparently they have that as part of their thing overseas. And I'm like, but we have the US Constitution. It's really actually unlawful for them to do it, but they did it on the floor. I don't know why they didn't call in the sergeant of arms when they did it in the first place, but nonetheless, here we are. And the Democrats believe that they are above the law, but when it comes to President Trump, they like to say no one is above the law. Now, here's the clip where this woman openly, blatantly disrespects Scott Jennings. Basically, she insulted his intelligence. I mean, clearly. And he's never done that before. CNN should have her apologize publicly on TV and says, look, I apologize. She should say, I apologize for insulting your intelligence. I mean, there's a reason why Scott Jennings is on there. Listen to this, watch.
Just understand where you stand. If a district court judge rules in a way that the president dislikes, should the president listen or should the president defy?
If a district court judge tries to usurp the authority of the chief executive of this country, he should absolutely defy it. There's a difference between broad policy decisions and discrete disputes between parties. That's the difference. If I want a policy decided, I'll take it to the
But
Supreme
what about
Court.
checks and balances?
Well, Scott, you're
Of a district court judge who elected them.
What I can't get with is you talking in these bizarre, broad generalities.
It's not
Every
bizarre.
single one of these cases deals with a discrete issue. Okay, it deals with funding. It deals with with certain constitutionally or statutorily appointed roles. Every single one of these things is a distinct thing, and they're all being dealt with by different judges. So it's not broad swaths of policy here. When the court says Congress appropriated this money, you must unfreeze it while we litigate this. Why can't Trump comply with that?
So you're saying that a judge should decide how and when money is spent
a judge is saying
for years, and not the president of the United
Scott,
States?
let me explain
You're a governor,
a little bit more. Let me explain it a little bit more slowly. A judge is saying
you don't have to talk to me.
See, right there. You see that? Did you see that? That was completely uncalled for. And the reason why she did that, because she's getting upset with him because he's laying out the facts. And she's getting frustrated with him. So what did she do? She resort to insulting him. She should have to apologize for this. Listen.
Decide how and when money is spent
a judge is saying
for years, and not the president of the United States.
Scott, let me explain
You're a governor,
a little bit more. Let me explain it a little bit more slowly. A judge is saying
you don't have to talk to me like that.
Congress.
I have a position on this, and you have an opinion. We can disagree.
Yeah, but I'm saying you listen to me because you're not listening, and you're making claims that are not connected to the facts. The judge is saying
maybe you are.
Congress appropriated a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
We need to litigate this. Okay. While we litigate this, we're going to put a hold on the actions that you took that might be unconstitutional.
So while we litigate this, I'm a judge and I'm in charge of the executive branch, and you're not. Forget it.
Yeah,
I totally
you just
disagree.
Can't compel the executive branch to spend the dollars. You can't do that. They can't say we're going to start. The judges are going to start writing the checks.
Have you heard of the Impoundment Control Act of 1974?
No.
Okay, well, let me play this. let me play
By the way, none of your viewers have.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
explain it.
So he handled that well. And this is all because they want to have somebody to be able to come in and tell President Trump no. They want to have someone to say, no, Trump, you can't do this. You can't do this for the American people. No, President Trump, you can't work on balancing the budget. You can't work on getting us out of debt. You can't work on stopping all of this, the funding going out to these different woke programs. You can't stop that. This is their goal. This is what they're wanting to do. You can take it off the screen. Now, Congress, when they get to a certain age, I think when they start running into problems, it's time to retire. I said this back in 2019, what they were doing to Joe Biden, I called it elderly abuse because I knew something was wrong with him then. I mean, it was clear. I mean, everybody knew something was wrong with him then. But of course, those on the left, they all kept looking the other way. Well, look at this guy here, Representative John Larson. He's, of course, Connecticut Democrat, and he's on the floor doing a speech. And of course, it's all about President Trump, Elon Musk, exposing everything, all this wasteful spending. He's 76 years old. And watch what happens.
Don't worry, no one on the Republican side in the House and Senate who control both the House and Senate is going to speak up and challenge us.
Wow. I mean, what's going on? Look at this.
But we need to protect Americans' privacy and their social security.
How come no one is going up to him and saying, "Are you okay? Do we need to get you some water?" I mean, he's a Democrat, but I mean, I'm concerned. He's still a human being, right? So there's something apparently going on here. There's something happening. If I'm doing the show and I just all of a sudden go off like that, my producer, she's going to stand up and she'll say, you okay? What's going on? I mean, I would imagine everyone watching saying, what's going on with Will? If I was talking like this on camera, wouldn't you say something's up with Will? How come no one is approaching him? I mean,
yeah, clearly
something is going on. Look, I'm not diagnosing him. I don't know what's going on, but clearly something is happening.
Yeah, I mean, he started strong, like a regular conversation,
Yeah.
and then he completely stopped, and then it seemed like he was struggling for the rest of his
speech. Yeah. Something like, what in the world just happened? Something just happened here. Something just happened. Well, here's someone that will probably, I know every time I play this guy, my producer, she goes, oh, I really don't want to have to hear anything he has to say. But the reason why I share this information with everybody so that you will know. This next person that I want to share with you, he's been censored in the House of Representatives. He will go down in history as being censored. So what did he do to try to redeem himself? He left the House of Representatives and went over to the Senate. I think many of you know who I'm talking about. Split screen it. This dude here, Adam Schiff, lies like no tomorrow. Like if he's not lying, he's not doing his job because that's all that he does. This dude lies and then he lies about how he lies. This dude is nothing but the liar. I want you to listen to how he's upset. And of course, he's upset, making up lies about President Trump and of course, Elon Musk.
Where do we draw the line with Donald Trump? What level of unfitness in a nominee? What level of unconstitutionality in an executive action? What level of abject disregard of our judicial system? What national security threat or risk will it take? What action could he commit where we would be joined by our Republican colleagues in saying we've had enough? Where is the line? When is an action too egregious or an appointment too absurd, a risk or threat that is too big? Where is the line? Is it disobeying a lawful court order, which this administration seems to be laying the groundwork to do? Is it confirming a patently unqualified FBI director who wants to close down FBI headquarters and makes music with felons who beat law enforcement? Is it a director of HHS who doesn't believe in vaccines, or a director of national intelligence who has sought to undermine vital intelligence operations and whom the Russians and others viewed as aligned with them instead of with us? Where is the line? Because for me, that line has been crossed a long time ago.
Really? Y'all see this? Now, he's trying to do everything he can to derail President Trump's administration, his cabinet. He's doing everything that he can. Because let me remind you, Adam Schiff's name is part of this shadow government that they've created. His name is in there. His name is in there. And I've yet to see him come out. You can take him off the screen. I've yet to see him come out and say, no, I'm not part of this shadow government. So remove my name from that. There's no video of him saying that. There's no video of Letitia James saying it. There's not a single video of any of these Democrats as part of this shadow government that they created saying that they're not a part of it. And all this for is to try to create a fourth branch of the federal government. And this whole Doge, Doge, I can't remember the name of the organization that it was renamed from. So it was another organization that when Obama was in office, and I'm kicking myself, I do apologize for not remembering the name, but there was an organization that was created under Obama. And it pretty much just sat there. And the whole purpose of it, and Obama created it because he wanted to tell everyone that we need to balance the budget, right? He was like he's on top of it. They actually created it under Obama. And it's been there ever since. So the only thing that President Trump did was came in and he renamed that program / organization to Doge. He renamed it. Shannon, can you try to look it up really quick if you have a second? What was the name of, what was the I guess it's the organization of Doge. What was the name of it before it became Doge in the federal government? Something like that, if you can. And so all they did was rename it. But when you hear the Democrats talk about it, they're saying that President Trump is just creating organizations out the blue. And it's not true. President Trump has every right to rename something that falls under the executive branch. He has every right to rename it. And none of them ever bring that up. None of them ever say anything about that. Okay, so while Shannon is getting that information, because I do apologize, I'm kicking myself. It's like on the tip of my tongue.
It says it was formerly known as United States Digital Service.
That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's why they pay you the big bucks. Thank you so much.
Can we give a shout out to some people?
Oh, yeah,
quick? Absolutely. So on YouTube, we got a couple of super chats. We got Buzzy181, and then we have LW350. They said, let Elon and Doge do the work.
100%. Let them do their job.
On pill.net, we had some contributions from Filter Dog 1, he and Sly Park. So thanks everyone for your support.
Wow. Thank you so much, everyone. I can't tell you how much I really do appreciate it. And I try to go live every single day, Monday through Friday. And sometimes I'll do something on the weekend. But thank you so much. I can't tell you how much I really do appreciate all of you. I am truly viewer supported. 100%. If you don't support me, I don't get the support. I'm really, really stepping out on faith that God's people is going to help me. I really am. I can't even tell. I don't even tell you how bad it is on my end, because then I don't want to get like on a soapbox. But it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. So if you want me to continue and you like my work, I'm gonna encourage everyone. Please support me. Please support me. I don't ever come on here and constantly ask for people to support me. I think, and I just have this thing in my mind that people already know. That's the reason why I'm constantly going. And, I'm not wearing a t-shirt. Sometimes I wear a tie because I want to present myself like I am successful. Maybe I should put on a raggedy t-shirt. Let y'all know exactly how bad I am right now. I'm not, look, I'm making it funny, right? But,
right. It's not funny though, really.
But I put on a jacket and a shirt and sometimes a tie because this is how I want to present myself to all of you that are supporting me. But I have to be honest with you. It's pretty dire on my end. I can't express it enough. So if you find it in your heart for any amount, and I know there were some people did some Rumble rants, and I think they rolled off really quick. But, any amount, You know, when there's small amounts on Rumble, it rolls off really quick. But when you do like $10 or $20, whatever, it stays a lot longer and I can see it. But I want to just say thank you for all of you that send anything, whatever it is. I really do appreciate it. And I wish Facebook would allow you to send me Facebook stars again, but they've removed that. They won't even allow you to send me Facebook stars. So that's why I tell everyone on Facebook, if you go to my website, please support me on my website. And it's right there, uniteamericafirst.com/donate. Please support me. If you like how I present the information and you've been watching me for a while, I'm telling you, one lady sent me 30 cents one time. And she go, Will, I'm sorry I couldn't send you more. And I said, who am I to complain? Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. So if any of you got a little change up under your couch, by all means, please help me out. Because we do, but and let me get back to some positive stuff that's happening. Well, it's negative, but positive, right? The southern border. The southern border is finally getting shut down. The southern border is finally get in an operating position, which it should be. Listen to Tom Homan. He's on with Hannity, and he's talking about what's been happening about these ICE raids. So the ICE is showing up to arrest these hardcore, not just mothers and children for their families. No, hardcore gang members. They show up, but they're getting tipped off. Listen to this.
Tom, where are these leaks coming from?
Well, look, we think it's coming from inside. And we know the first leak of Aurora is under current investigation. We think we identified that person under investigation right now. The California leak, Secretary Noem, she's correct. Some of the information we're receiving tends to lead toward the FBI. But I talked to the Deputy Attorney General all this weekend. They've opened up a criminal investigation, and they have promised that not only this person lose their job and lose their pension, they're going to go to jail. They're going to criminally prosecute. So we're all over it. We got the DHS IG investigating the first one. Have a pretty good idea what happened. Can't share a lot because it's under investigation, but the IG's opened up a criminal investigation on the second one. We're sending a strong message. It's just not, giving the bad guys a heads up so they can escape apprehension. Right? We're arresting, giving, the Venezuela gang a heads up so we can't arrest them. You're putting officers' lives at risk. It's only a matter of time if we walk into a place where there's going to be a bad guy doesn't care. He's going to be sitting and wait for the officers to show up and ambush him. This is not a game. So DHS and DOJ are connected at hip to hold these people responsible in a criminal fashion.
Yeah, you know what? So they're basically, it sounds like they're essentially putting their fellow law enforcement officers in harm's way. And that's possibly what's going to end up happening here. That's probably what's going to end up happening. Well, let me just play this one really quick for you. This is President Trump and with his top advisor talking about all of the positive things that has come about as a result of President Trump's executive orders and him stopping. You notice that the Democrats are trying to stop all of President Trump's executive orders for the money spending going out, but they haven't gone to any federal judges trying to stop President Trump on the southern border. Does this mean that they're in agreement with President Trump for stopping the trafficking of children and drugs and everything else coming across our southern border? And if that's the case, why didn't they say something before? Think about that.
Steve, I'd like you to say a couple of words about it.
Yes, well, as you know, Mr. President, since you issued your day one executive orders, border crossings are down approximately 95%. You talk to agents on the line, in their entire careers, they've never seen crossing days as low as what they're experiencing right now. The cartels, in fact, are enormously frustrated because they've never seen a clampdown like this before in American history. There are people who were working at Border Patrol back when it was at INS in the 80s and 90s. They've never seen a day like this. That's because you've mobilized the 10th Mounted Division, the Marines, the entire U.S. military. They're erecting physical miles of barrier, temporary and ultimately permanent, every single day. You have all of your border agents pushed at the front line. They're not doing the humanitarian processing, quote unquote, that Biden was doing. They're doing law enforcement and national security. They're interdicting weapons and drugs. They're interdicting violent, high-threat criminals. And the U.S. military is repatriating illegal immigrants at a pace and a skill that has never occurred before in American history. And those who are committing human trafficking and child trafficking are being prosecuted for felony offenses, and they'll be doing hard time in jail. There's never been a lockdown like what you have implemented through your orders and vision since you took the oath of office.
There's never been anything like it before, and they're all acknowledging it. They're all acknowledging it. Wow. Really awesome. Do you enjoy free speech that Rumble is protecting and fighting for? Well, our show is only possible thanks to our viewers supporting Rumble's platform and purchasing Rumble products. Most of you drink coffee every day. That's why you have to try Rumble's 1775 coffee. It's actually some of the best coffee, everybody. And it's the same price as the coffee you buy now, but it's way better. Rumble's 1775 coffee is free from chemicals, yet rich in flavor. This is because their beans are sourced from high altitudes in Bolivia. Hand-picked, roasted weekly in their facilities in Miami and delivered to your doorstep fresh. And as believers in freedom, of course, buying from Rumble helps fight back against the woke corporations like Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts. Join the coffee revolution and brew rebellion with Rumble's 1775 coffee. Go to 1775coffee.com, use code STUDIO, and get a free month supply of their cognitive boosting supplements, Limitless, when you buy 2 bags of their coffee. Think about that. It's a crazy deal, and the supplements are way worth more than 2 bags of coffee. Go to 1775coffee.com. That is 1775coffee.com and try their amazing coffee today. Try it today. Trust me. Believe me. You won't be disappointed. Believe me. Believe me. Okay. I want to share something else with you. And I kind of brought it up here just a second ago. You know, on Facebook, they've taken away my Facebook stars, won't allow you to give me any Facebook stars. And, you know, 1 star is like equivalent to a penny, you know, kind of like on Pilled. For everyone that's watching on Pilled.net right now, can you put the Pilled.net link up here, Shannon, so people can see? So on Pilled, when you support me on Pilled.net, and I think everyone is on Pilled.net, every pill that you give me is equivalent to a penny. This is the way I understand it, right? It's equivalent to a penny. And sometimes I've seen people, just like Facebook stars, will give me 10 Facebook stars, which is 10 pennies. It's a blessing. I see it as a blessing. 100%. I've never, ever complained about someone giving me 10 pennies, or in this case, they gave me 10 pills. I never will complain about it because people earn what they're sharing with me. They're blessing me with their pennies, and I'm highly appreciative. Which brings,
speaking of Pilled, we just got another gift from Rhett 66. So thanks, Rhett. We appreciate you.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. Which brings me to this one here. This lady her name was Martha Powers. Is that correct? Samantha Powers. You can split screen it. Samantha Powers used to be over USAID, but she has since been relieved of her duty, and she's not happy about it at all. Now, this video was back in April of 2023, and I want y'all to listen to what she's saying, because this was probably, you know, before then, actually before the creation of this video, my Facebook account was hacked. And it was just terrible. But before my Facebook account was hacked, I was experiencing neglect. I was experiencing censorship. I was experiencing blockage. I was experiencing everything that you can do to someone talking and reporting on the news. I was experiencing all of that. And come to find out, USAID, they were helping out liberal media outlets. And to my understanding, they were also finding people that were conservative reporting on the news and talking about different events. And they were working with the big tech companies to silence people like Will Johnson. Now, I can only imagine, I would love to know if my name is floating around somewhere in the database of USAID, because this would just say that the federal government, an organization inside the federal government, was censoring people like Will Johnson. It wouldn't surprise me if my name is floating around in there. But in this video, she's on here saying that they want to protect journalists, right? And she completely leaves out the fact that they want to protect liberal journalists, because that's who she's referring to. And then she's going and talking about disinformation. Now, I'm not sure how they fix their minds to say that conservatives were pushing disinformation when conservatives know that a man cannot get pregnant. You understand what I'm saying? But yet, listen to what she says here.
We've actually just launched something called Reporter Shield, which is an insurance fund for journalists doing work that is politically perilous. And journalists will be able to buy in. It's basically a global public good because it's in everybody's interest, as we've discussed, for independent media to not only survive, but to thrive. So Moldova, a place drowning in willful misinformation, USA launched something called the Media M Initiative, where we worked with local media outlets to develop a membership system to increase subscription sales and to improve marketing strategies. And
so these subscription sales that they were helping people, these liberal media outlets, increase the subscription sales, they were actually buying subscriptions. Politico, New York Times, USAID was buying subscriptions to help them. And then, to my understanding, they were buying well and above the price of the subscription for these companies. They were helping them out. But Will Johnson, then you have like the Gateway Pundit. And then you have other media outlets like LFA TV, Frank Speech, Patriot TV. These are other conservative media outlets. None of them got any USAID subscription money. None of them. Not a single one. They only were helping out liberal media outlets. And again, they were going their way to they were trying to shut down every single conservative on social media. Every single one of them.
I met with the people who worked at the independent media that were making use, again, of this technical support. And what we've seen is over the past 3 years, this effort, this intentionality has increased the outlet's revenue, who've been, again, aided by this program, increased revenue by 138% and online reach by an average of 160%. I'll give you another example. In Nicaragua, which is, of course, now notorious for attacks on the media, there's a really important outlet called La Prensa, which was brought to the brink of collapse. What we did is we conducted a detailed assessment of the business structure, because again, we have to think about business models. We have to think about making money, not USAID making money, but these private enterprises. And we provided an infusion of emergency cash assistance, which was important, I'm sure, in the short term, but much more importantly and enduringly, we sat down and worked with La Prensa to work through what a plan around significant restructuring to stabilize the financial situation would look like.
So they were working to help these news media outlets that were left-leaning in other countries, but they refused to help out conservatives in the United States of America. In fact, their whole goal was to shut down conservatives in America. That was the goal, to shut down conservatives. And looking at this information to me, it's like the most infuriating thing ever. And it's been going on for years. And I always wondered, like, how did this happen?
Right?
How did we get here?
Yeah, such a big scale too, right? And it only
Massive
makes sense
scale.
now. It only makes sense now that we're looking at, the Twitter files exposed a lot of what the government was doing. But now USAID and all these other organizations are going through and auditing, and you can see how the Biden administration purposely manipulated our tax dollars against us, against the American people. And not only against the American people, but for the one world government. It's actually disgusting. And I think a lot of people are waking up, and I think that even Democrats, I haven't heard a lot of Democrats come out and say like, oh yeah, Trump's shouldn't be doing this, except for, of course, the ones that they pay to protest and rally behind them. But there's been a great number of videos on all these social media platforms going, you know what? I kind of like what Trump's doing. I kind of like what he's exposing. It's the side of government, the ugly side of government that they've been hiding from us.
Yes.
And people are tired. They're worn out. Our money we're struggling. And to see that the government is abusing our tax dollars for things other than America first and all Americans is disgusting.
It really is. It absolutely is 100% disgusting. 100% disgusting. Well, let me tell everyone, for about it, I guess, has it maybe been a year now?
Yeah, I'd say a year.
About a year, my producer's been using this product, and this is something that she's just absolutely fell in love with. And I like it too. I'm going to be honest with you. This is not just something for women. This is something for men as well. But the main reason why I talk about it with Shannon and women, because this is something that they don't even really talk about it. It was a pleasant surprise for her, for what she was going through, being a more mature woman. And when women get older, they get smarter. And this was something that absolutely benefited her. And what am I talking about? I'm talking about Pamper with Grace.
Yeah,
PamperWithGrace.com.
This product's been awesome. And it is. It's for overall health of many people. In fact, we had a doctor on not too long ago where she said that people with heart issues, immune system issues, she recommends this. And there's a reason why she recommends this. It's because it unlocks the power of astaxanthin, right? Did you know that astaxanthin is one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet? It's often called the king of carotenoids. This super ingredient is known for its anti-aging, anti-inflammatory, and cellular protective properties. And it's the key ingredient in Bella Grace Elixir. Here's what astaxanthin is said to do for your health. It fights aging and boosts skin health. It helps reduce wrinkles, improve elasticity, and protects against sun damage for a youthful glow. It also supports eye health. It may reduce eye strain, improve vision clarity, and protect against blue light damage. It enhances energy and muscle endurance, known to improve stamina, reduce fatigue, and support post-workout recovery. But that's not all, Will. It strengthens the immune system. It helps combat antioxidant stress and supports a resilient immune response. It promotes heart and brain health, may help improve circulation, reduce inflammation, and support cognitive function. Bella Grace Elixir harnesses the power of astaxanthin along with collagen, hyaluronic acid, and 21 antioxidants to give your body the ultimate beauty and wellness boost. If you guys are ready to feel the difference, try Bella Grace Elixir today. You can do that by visiting pamperwithgrace.com and start glowing from the inside out. That's pamperwithgrace.com.
Yeah, pamperwithgrace.com. When I first started taking it, I noticed that my nails, my nails started growing. And I'm like, man, because I think I would have to cut my nails maybe once a month. But I noticed that after I started taking it, I had to cut my nails every 2 weeks. I mean, this is sometimes even every week. I was like, man, my nails are growing like rapidly, just booming here.
Yeah, and they've won tons of awards. They've won tons of awards for their collagen. They have the the cat's the cat's eye. They also have and then in the astaxanthin, which is just for overall health. They've won so many awards. It's a great product. We take the Elixir, which if you go to the website, it's in a box. It's in a box. You can see there's a 30-day supply. And you simply just rip open the top and you drink one of them a day. Will likes to put it in the refrigerator. He likes his cold. But
when she would let me have them.
Yeah.
She kind of took the rest of them away from me.
Yeah, that's because it's also helped my skin. You know, when I was in menopause, your skin sometimes is really dry, and I was having a horrible time for years. Actually, I tried all kinds of lotions and this and that. The only way it's actually gone away and improved my skin was by taking the Pamper with Grace Elixir. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, go to it today, everyone. Pamperwithgrace.com. Go check it out. Read up on it. Check it out. You would be happy you did. Okay, let me share this with you. Now, President Trump, and I've talked about this quite often,
Can I
actually.
give one more shout out?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We got a couple more contributions on Pilled.net. Filter Dog said, thank you for your Pilled shout out. Best chat there is on Pilled.net. And then Sly Park also contributed. So thank you.
Wow, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Okay, President Trump. I've been talking how President Trump is going to end up getting the Antichrist to come out and reveal himself. Not per se reveal himself, because we won't know who the Antichrist is. You know, I have my suspicions on who it is, and the Antichrist not going to come out rah. What I mean by President Trump is going to force him out of hiding, basically, is that he's going to come on the world scene and start doing things. And of course, the reason why I say that is because of what President Trump is doing. He just did an executive order to protect Christians in America. Why should he have to do that? Shouldn't we already be protected? I mean, the Constitution already puts that there. But he has to go the extra step to remind these democrats that, hey, you cannot attack us because of our religious beliefs. Because, you know, they were putting people in jail because of they were protesting in front of an abortion clinic, not doing anything but protesting. And they were putting them in jail. Well, President Trump's move in the Gaza Strip, and, you know, they had the whole expression calling it Gaza Lago. You remember? Calling it Gaza Lago because President Trump says, you know what, we'll go into Gaza. We'll take it over. No president in American history has ever said such a thing. No leader in the world has ever said such a thing. There's a reason why I'm saying that the Antichrist is going to come out at some point. Because President Trump is doing so many positive things, the Antichrist wants to be the one to get the glory for it. And of course, no, for all of you liberals out there, President Trump is not the Antichrist. The Antichrist clearly tells us in the Bible, it clearly tells us the Antichrist will come from the European Union. It's clear as day. President Trump is a president of America, okay? Just to be clear. Well, now President Trump he put out a mandate to Hamas and all the terrorists in the Gaza Strip, telling them, release all of the hostages or else. Now, they started, acting like they're coming to the table, and then they backed away. President Trump, he's giving them until Saturday high noon. You have until Saturday at 12 p.m. or all hell will break loose.
And you know what, Will? In this video, Trump said, I don't know about Netanyahu because he hadn't discussed it with him today. But today, Netanyahu said he agrees with Trump's plan. So he's on board with what Trump says.
Yeah, so they're actually forcing President Trump's hand. Because President Trump already said, if you don't end this war and you don't release the hostages when I come into office. So President Trump gave them the opportunity. He said, look, we don't want a war here. We don't want any more fighting. Just do the right thing, release the hostages, and we'll move on from there. They act like they're going to do it. So now they're testing President Trump. And President Trump is saying, okay, this is what I love about President Trump. It's, okay, I'm gonna give you until Friday. And you know what? I'm kind of hoping that they don't do what they want. President Trump says. I'm kind of, when you have a cockroach problem, there's only one thing you can do with it. I'm just saying. And there's only one thing you can do when you have a major cockroach problem. That's all I'm gonna say about it. But the right thing would be for them to say, okay, well, here's the people that you're looking for. These people are no longer with us, but here are the ones that are still with us. We're releasing every last one of them. If they're not with us any longer, then they need to report that information, because things like that happen, right? Stuff like this happen. Well, listen to President Trump here as he brings down the gauntlet. It's amazing to have this man back in office, a true leader.
Well, I would say this, and I'm going to let that be because that's Israel's decision. But as far as I'm concerned, if all of the hostages aren't returned by Saturday at 12 o'clock, I think it's an appropriate time. I would say cancel it and all bets are off and let hell break out. I'd say they ought to be returned by 12 o'clock on Saturday. And if they're not returned, all of them, not in drips and drabs, not 2 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 2. Saturday at 12 o'clock. And after that, I would say all hell is going to break out.
All hell's going to break out. Do you think President Trump is like Obama or Joe Biden? Do you think he's going to be like, oh, all hell's going to break out if you don't do, come on, fellas, just do it. So I don't look bad. No, President Trump is like, look, I'm going to give you the opportunity here. And I think it's to their best interest to go ahead and take the opportunity. It's going to be to their best interest to do it. And then, of course, they're all upset talking about President Trump taking over Gaza Strip. I like the idea. And of course, President Trump is not trying to make it part of America. Basically, President Trump is saying, look, no one is bringing this nonsense to an end. I'm going to bring it to an end. We're going to bring it to an end. It's time to make this come to an end. Hey, let me tell you about this. If you're looking for a great place online for news, discussion, and entertainment, then check out True Social. Donald Trump's True Social. We're just talking about this young man. Donald Trump's True Social website. You'll get breaking news stories and commentary from top media figures like Will Johnson. If you want to see the legendary True Social post from President Trump, then go and get True Social today. Join the growing community of patriots on a free speech platform designed to avoid censorship and cancelization by big tech. Gotta love that. Make your voice heard. Join the movement on True Social today. And if you go to truesocial.com, I think it's truesocial.com/@WillJohnson. Right? Okay, yep, you got it right there at the bottom. truesocial.com/@WillJohnson, and you can connect with me on there. You can connect with me on True Social. Do it today. Do it today. Do it today. All right, everybody, that is it for me. Thank you so much. And I do apologize again for my technical issues yesterday. Apparently, I got it all worked out. God bless you all. Thank you so much for all your support. If you haven't already, please like, follow, subscribe, hit that thumbs up. And thank you so much for all of the Rumble rants. Thank you so much for the peels. And thank you so much for, which one am I missing here? The super chats. Thank you so much, everyone. God bless. See you tomorrow. Stay safe out there. Take care.